Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today's recipe is featuring the most fantastic fried rice recipe you have ever seen. So I'll just run through the ingredients quickly. We're using spring onions, we're using carrots, nicely diced carrots. So for the shrimps, the liver, the sausage, you can use according to your discretion. My kids do not really like it, so I just use sparingly. We're using chopped onions. We're going to be using washed rice. You wash it properly to get rid of starch. Then of course our meat stock. In my meat stock, I just used my salt, stock cube, blended pepper and onion, no curry or thyme. Then I have my green pea, spring onion and green bean, runner bean. Then the vegetable oil. The vegetable oil, I used the leftover from frying the chicken because it's usually very tasty. So if you don't have that, you can use a fresh one straight from the bottle. Alright, welcome back. So the first thing first is frying the vegetables for the fried rice. I like to make this in advance so they can just get more flavorful before getting into the rice. So I'm adding my curry to the oil, very important. I realize the curry releases a special flavor when you pour it into the oil. You just pour it immediately after you pour your onion, and be careful so it doesn't burn. If you leave it to fry for long, it burns and tastes really horrible. So daily you put it in, you add your onion, you let it fry a bit, you add your carrots, you stir everything together. Then you add your stock cubes. So after the stock cubes, in goes my thyme, dried thyme, my salt, curry. Then after which I add in the other vegetables. While I was mentioning the list of vegetables, I forgot to mention my very own best friend, green pepper. So now you realize I split my vegetables into two. I lifted 2 plates of vegetable. One contains spring onion and green pepper. The other one with green pea and runner beans and spring onion also has green pepper in it. So while you watch me, you realize why I have 2 plates. All right. So while that is frying, before the other vegetables go in, it's time to put my rice to boil. So the first step is to add my meat stock to a very clean pot. My meat stock is a tad too little, so I'll be adding a little bit of water to it to ensure the rice is properly cooked. You don't go about 7 people half done rice. Okay, so after my meat stock, I would add my curry and thyme to it. I realized adding my curry after the meat is cooked gives a better taste, and the meat is actually naturally delicious to me without all of the spices. Although it depends on my mood. Some days I like to boil my chicken with all the spices and ingredients and da. But today I just boiled it simple, easy peasy, still yummy though. So in my meat stock I added my curry. Then you see that other plate I lifted, I told you I'm going to talk to you about later. Yes, those vegetables are added to the meat stock. Some people like to blend their green pepper, but I don't know, I don't really like the taste I get from it. So I dice my green pepper and spring onion, add it to the meat stock. Yeah. Then It gives the rice a beautiful color and taste also. All right, in my second pot, if you can, as you can see, I added the protein. I mentioned earlier that you put as much as you like. You could empty the entire prawns and liver in the market into your pots. It's entirely up to you. But as for me, I cook what my family or my kids would eat. My kids actually pick out all of these things, so I just put it sparingly. So you could put liver, you could put pork, you could put shrimps, you could put sausage, whatever catches your fancy, however you like it. Just do your thing. Yeah. Okay, I would let my meat stock boil properly. We don't want to go about cooking soggy rice, so it has to be, the water has to be very, very properly boiled. I cover the pot to aid the boiling process. So as soon as the water is boiled, boom, we add our rice. Okay, so now it's time to add the remaining vegetables. These ones are quite tender. They do not take much time. My green beans, I boiled it earlier, so it's softened. So when you buy it, please ensure it is soft. It's really boring eating uncooked green beans and fried rice. It gives me a headache. So boil it beforehand or soak it or do whatever you want with it. So now I'm going to stir them nicely and leave it to get cooked under low heat actually. So all of those vegetables would release its individual flavor into the oil. It makes it really, really, really tasty. I think apart from the meat stock, this is the second place the fried rice gets its flavor from. So you have to be careful at this point. Yeah, you stir it intermittently under low heat, like I said, so it doesn't get too soggy. Yeah, now we're still going to pour it into the rice, and the heat from the rice is still going to make it soften a little. So you stir it under low heat, ensuring it's releasing its flavor gradually. Then when you're done, you could set it aside and focus on your rice. So my water is still boiling. Yeah, and when it's boiled to my satisfaction, like very, very boiled, I would pour in my rice. You can see it, it's boiled now. Yeah, I think we're good to go. So in goes my rice. Please, while you're washing your rice, I think you have to wash it multiple times. I washed mine about 7 times in running water. So you know when your rice is okay, when it's starch free, when you're rinsing it out and you do not see the water is as clear as pure water. You do not see any atom of starch in it. Yes, you know you washed it to perfection. But if you do not wash it to perfection, when you put in your rice, then it emits more starch than normal and it ruins the entire process. Some methods use frying the rice to get rid of the starch, but I think it's not so necessary when you wash it properly. Ooh, it works, still good. Okay, my thyme is coming in now. Remember I put my curry initially and thyme. I basically used just curry and thyme as the external spice in this. I did not use white pepper. There's another recipe I'll share with you that will incorporate lots and lots of other blah blah blah, but when I want to keep it simple, I use this recipe. But trust me, it is delicious. It is a recipe that even bachelors and novice in the kitchen can use and make a delicious meal. It's straightforward, easy to follow, but trust me, it's sweet die. Okay, I would like to reiterate again. My meat stock, that's my chicken that I used. I boiled it with pepper, blended dry red pepper, okay, onion, maggi or stock cube, salt, and water. So that is where the rice is getting its pepper from. Fried rice is not really peppery. It's not meant to be spicy. But if you like extra, yes, you can slice some Scotch bonnet, preferably the yellow colored one, into your rice. But if you're team minimal, the pepper you use to boil the chicken is just right. Okay. Oh, finally, the rice is dry, perfectly cooked, properly boiled. The rice grains are chewable. It can be chewed by everyone, adult, kids. So now I'll pour my quite flavorful vegetable mix. It's fine, like beautiful to look at. Some of my senior colleagues would recommend you split the pot or split the rice and the vegetable into little batches. I'm actually cooking a very small portion, so it's not necessary for small portions. If you're going to cook a big batch, yes, it's ideal you split them into pots and stir, so each grain of rice would absorb the vegetable. This is just about 5 cups, so it's quite small, and it's something that can be handled once in one stir. So please take note, if you're making a big portion, like big, you have to split it. That's a part of rice, a part of vegetable. You mix, set aside vegetable rice. Yeah, you're going to mix it like that till you're done. Okay, another advantage of this rice is it doesn't go bad easily. Once it's cold, you can put it in the refrigerator and heat it up as whenever you want it. Okay, we're done. I think this is one of my favorite parts in the entire process, where I get to eat. I'm not a foodie actually. I'll just eat about 1 or 2 cooking spoons and I'm done. I like to cook for people. I like to serve them. The joy on their faces when they eat yummy meals, it's satisfying for me. I think that's the pleasure I get from cooking. So I'm going to serve this with my fried chicken and beef that has been boiled and prepared earlier. Alright, if you like this video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up. You leave your comments, your likes. And also, if you'd like to hear from me again, I would appreciate you turn on your notification button after subscribing. There is a teeny weeny bell underneath the video. Just click on it. Yes, when you click on it, it means you're subscribed. Then if you double tap it, it ensures whenever I post a video, you'll get notified. Alright, till I come away again, my name is Diana, and it's bye for now.